Hello, everybody. This is Brad from U.S. Freedom Fighters. I'm one of the founders of U.S. Freedom Fighters, and I'd like to share with you some stuff that might help you out someday. I don't do a lot of videos. I'm shy, honestly, but I think a lot of this stuff should be taught. So I'm stepping out of my realm and decided to do a video. I'm down here close to my house, walking up and down the river. As you can see, it's spring here. This is all ice along the banks of this river. There's a bunch of ice over there mixed with some other rocks and stuff. But we have talked about on some of our podcasts about walking along riverbanks and seeing what you can find and seeing if it'll be useful for you. Well, where I live, since we have a pretty harsh winter, have a lot of freeze up, we tend to have a pretty good flood at the beginning of spring, and a bunch of stuff gets washed up. So I decided to walk down here and check it out. I've already walked down through here, but I decided once I got over here I'd make a video and kind of show you what you might want to look for. You can see here you got chunks of wood. You've got a couple down trees that floated down here. These ones actually may have just fallen, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But they're dried up pretty good. That's good firewood right there. So you definitely want to keep your eye out for other stuff. So if you're in a survival situation, always think about the riverbanks and what you may find. Even if a lot of technology goes away and, manufactured stuff, that stuff's still going to float down river, because it's rivers, when they flood, they pick up all sorts of different stuff. So you always want to think about that kind of stuff. So I'll take a walk down through here and show you what I'm looking at. So I found this glove here. It's pretty messed up, obviously, but you never know. Well, it seems like there's some solid parts to it. Yes, it might look like trash, but you might be able to make something out of this. You never know. So look for stuff like this. You may find something in better condition than this. This one, I could probably think of a couple of uses, but you never know. As you can see right here, I found a couple pieces of metal. They're not great forging pieces. They're not super thick, but there is some good raw metal there. Here's another piece here. You might be able to make a makeshift blade out of this. You don't know. You always want to think about stuff like that. And this might not look like a great find to you, but to me it might be. It's an old, I don't know, boating shoe, I guess you'd call it. But if you see here, it's got elastic. And it goes all the way around this. That could come in use as a rope or something. So, and it seems to be pretty good shape. So it's definitely something I would probably take myself. I wouldn't take the whole shoe. I'd just cut out the elastic piece. But it just shows you that even stuff that might not look good to you might still come in use. You always want to think about that kind of stuff. And I found some more stuff. As you can see here, there is a wire, it looks like. Still pretty pliable and stuff. Not completely ruined. That piece of wire, which is fairly long here, that could be very handy. It looks like there might be some stuff on the end of the line. And look at that, we got some fishing line. Yeah, it looks like a tangled mess. You might be able to salvage some of it, but that's definitely something you want to look for, is fishing line. That's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. And right here, some more firewood, which in this case, you can see it looks like a beaver may have chewed that off. But that's a nice dry piece of firewood right there. And I mean, it's a pretty good piece. You could have a fair amount of fires. And looking right here, actually, what do we got here? It looks like we have a piece of hose. That could come in handy. Not in the greatest of shape, but I have a feeling you can still run water through it. Maybe something else. It would definitely be something to think about taking and putting to use. But you never know. It all depends on what you're looking for. But just always keep a mindset of that could be useful. Yes, it seems like collecting junk, which in reality you are. But that one piece of junk right there could probably save your life in some situations. I just found this piece here. Didn't see it the first walkthrough, but it's a good piece of metal. I'm sure you could figure out some use with that. I mean, it's a pretty good solid piece of metal there. Don't know how it'd be to forge with, because I'm not quite sure what it's made out of, but you clean it up, you might be able to use it as a frying pan. I mean, there could be another possibility too. You never know. I know I've brought up firewood before in this video, but I'm bringing it up again. I've walked through and I found numerous pieces of metal, or wood, sorry, just right along the river here, and all that could be used for firewood. It could be used for building. It could be used to cook, all sorts of different things. So keep an open mind when you're down here looking around, because that one piece could give you heat for a few days. So I mean, that's stuff you want to think about, definitely. And again, I know it's repetitive on the wood, but here's a really nice example of some good firewood. As you can see, it's a lot of bark off from it from floating down the river during the flooding. These tend to dry out really quick, and they do tend to burn pretty fast. But if you want a good quick heat, definitely something to look for. And that's why I'm standing right here. I actually found something else you want to look out for. And we brought this up in the podcast before. As you can see, there's a soda bottle here. That bottle can be turned into a lot of different things. It could be water collection, could be minnow traps. I've done a video about that before. Yeah, it'd be a small minnow trap, but it definitely can come in use big time. You see a little piece of plank there. You could use that to help build. But there's tons of kindling wood in here. Definitely stuff that'll burn. So I'm going to keep going on, and hopefully we'll find a little bit more to show you guys. Here's a great find. Got a good chunk of metal here. It's a piece of a car. Looks like a front end to an old car. I know I've heard stories that they built the banks up of this river with cars, old cars, Model A's, Model T's, such as stuff like that. So I'm assuming that's probably where it came from. I know last year down here there was a motor buried, but it's way down there and it would be under the ice right now. So definitely once this ice is gone, I'm probably going to find a lot more stuff. That piece of metal there could be used to forge a knife or forge spoons, forks, whatever you need. I know it looks like a rusty piece of crap right now, but that's a good solid piece of steel right there. And you do the right thing with it, it could be very useful. Which, there's more steel over here. As you can see here, this is a piece of a bridge that washed down here, quite a few years back now. We had a big hurricane come through, which is not normal for this area, but it ended up ripping up pieces of bridge and stuff. And well, there is a lot of steel on this bad boy that can be used just like that piece of car over there. And well, to end this video, I just put some final thoughts into it. As you can see, I didn't really walk very far. I can show you real quick. I don't know if you can see it very good, but there's a bend in the river right over there past that piece of wood. I was just around that corner, and I found a fair amount of stuff to use. So definitely think about walking along rivers, streams, in all sorts of different places and looking for that kind of stuff. And honestly, roadways. I mean, you're going to find bottles. You're going to find all sorts of stuff on roadways. It's sad, but it's true. So always keep these spots in mind and start thinking outside the box. Think about what you may be able to use that bottle for, or use that wood for, or use that piece of wire I found for, or even the piece of hose I found. I mean, there's so many possibilities. You just need to use your head and think about it. I hope you guys may have learned something out of this video, and I hope you have a great day, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one.